Hey, this is Eccl Wilson. I'm back with another video. The title of this message will be There's a Time for Everything. And that's Solomon speaking in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. Some of us, we may be in a position right now, and we may be in an area in our life right now where we don't like what we is right now. It seems frustrating, and sometimes it can make us mad and upset us because we're not in where the previous seasons we used to be in, where it looked like we had a little bit more in our pocket, or it looked like we was doing better. It looked like we felt better with our emotions, in the timing that we're in. But you got to understand, those seasons that we're in, they don't last forever. You see, our year is designated by a month, by days, by weeks, by hours, by minutes, and by seconds. Just like the sun, the galaxy out there is designated by the sun, the moon, and the stars. You see, with the moon get mad because the sun is out right now and the light is out? Or would the sun get mad because the moon is out and it's all dark outside? No, it wouldn't get mad because they understand that it's just not their timing right now. And that's how some of us we're acting right now. We're getting mad because we're just not in that season where we want to be in right now. But God, He set our life up like that, where it's times and the season and its purposes. And we have to come into it in His timing. You see, in the text it says that everything, there's a season and there's a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. You see, you can never get that one without the two. You never get the up without your down. You never get your left without right. You never get light without darkness. You never get the blue without the color red. You never get the color white without the color black. You see, it don't matter what season we're in right now. It's not going to last for long. Some of us, we may be in a season of weeping right now, but joy cometh in the morning. David said weeping may only do it for a night, but joy is going to come in the morning. It's not going to last forever. We shouldn't despise small beginnings. You see, if we don't go through those small beginnings, how are we going to ever know what to do when we get to those big beginnings? We're not going to know how to manage. We're not going to be mature enough in our minds because we was immature. You see, if we come into a season too quick, we're not going to be developed. And then we're going to end up messing ourselves up. And that's why we got to be trained. That's why we got to be matured in His timing. You see, in the scripture, He said He hath made everything beautiful in its time. And He has set the word in their hearts so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning to the end. I know that there is no good in them, but for a man to rejoice and do good in his life. Now, God, He said in His word, He knows the plans that He has us, plans to prosper us, and plans to give us hope in the future and to bring us to an expected end. That's God's ending plan, to bring us to an expected end. But it's in His time and it is in His purposes. He said we can't get mad at the things God put us through. It may look like somebody may be ahead of us. It may even look like they got more money in their pocket. It may look like they doing better, like they elevating a lot faster than us. But you can't look at them. You can't envy them because you're in a different timing than them. You have a different life than them. You are living in a different body than what they are living in. God's plans for your life is not the same as His plan for their life. You don't know how they may got that stuff. You don't know how they may be doing it. If God had us get that stuff too quick, we would have messed ourselves up. Some of us, we would have been back on drugs. Some of us, we would have ended up just making a wreck of ourselves. So that's why God, He has to mature us and bring us to things into His timings. And it's not always about, just things. It may be even in your character. It may even be in your mind. It may even be in your family. But God, He knows what He's doing. And there's a time to everything. But you have to trust Him. The scripture says that trust in God with all your heart and to lean not to your understanding, but in all of your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your paths. And I pray this word bless you. I pray you like and subscribe.